We're going to take a first run in the Atreyu running base model V2, which will come in September for $85. The shoe weighs just about 6 ounces, 170 grams, super light. It has a new upper and especially a new supercritically infused EVA midsole with CO2, which gives it a really wonderful ride. The midsole is also the outsole here. The upper is mesh with a very effective, I'm finding, array of overlays. I took them out for a first run here in Park City. Oh, here are some of our neighbors. It was smoky weather because we have a lot of wildfires. It was a short run, but it was just delightful. You can see there the smoke. So let's take them out and let's see how it all went. Atreyu Base Model V2's fit. So I am at my true to size, and this is exactly where I'd stay. I have sort of medium thickness on running socks, make it a touch short at the front, but I don't think I'm going to have any issues. What's absolutely amazing here in this super light shoe, 6 ounces, is the overall hold. Midfoot hold is impeccable. Lace up, I just laced them up once, haven't touched them, haven't even thought about touching them. And especially our heel hold here with those panels I described earlier. They really lock down the rear of the foot on this pretty soft platform. Even on the downhill on this little run, steep downhill, I felt very stable, even with some off camber. So this is a minimal upper that just absolutely works. I think Skechers could take some lessons here from this approach, because there's none of that kind of stiffness in the toe box. Everything is just a rough kind of feel, just impeccable. So now let's talk about the ride. Well, uppers often affect the ride, and here, because we have such a nice hold, and it's a little snug getting in, but you got the pull tab, we're really locked down on the platform. I also like, you can see there's a bit of a rear flare. We are at a 6mm drop. What do I feel here? Well, particularly I feel a very responsive forefoot. Not soft, bouncy, but kind of a little bit denser. Very responsive and very stable forefoot. The heel the same. I was thinking of the Razor 3 from Skechers, which actually has outsole rubber. Here there's none. And the geometry here, even though we got 2mm more drop, I didn't have that kind of low feeling I have in the Skechers, although it is a low, you know, pretty low stack and a 6mm drop. So let's press the foam. You can see it's not super soft. It's not as, a little hard to show you, but it's not as soft as Fuel Cell, say in the RC Elite 2 or the Rebel V2, but it has a slightly firmer feel, slightly denser, a bit more kind of pop as opposed to bounce. So in terms of my run, it's just about, we have a lot of smoke in the air here from fire, so I just went kind of easy, but pushed it a little bit. Very smooth transition here. Even at slow paces and especially at fast paces, the geometry is really well done. So I flowed along just as easily slow as fast. I could very well see training in this shoe. What you really notice is the lightness, and you're sort of surprised you have that much cushion, that much kind of rebound and energy in such a light shoe at 6 ounces. So the foam, as I said earlier, is a supercritical, chemically modified supercritical foam that's infused with, or used, processed with CO2. So it's not the kind of springy bubble feel, dense bubble feel of Hyperburst. It's a bit softer. It might sit in firmness sort of between the Razor 3 and the say the Max Road, which has the softer foam, but it's probably closer to the Razor 3 in durometer. I guess I'm guessing 44 to 45, something like that. About the same as the Skechers, but the characteristics are different, more bouncy, kind of more energetic, I think, feeling. So also, as we look at the inside, Atreyu told us, Michael, that instead of a kind of an EVA sock liner, they went with a TPU one that should hold up better. And also, I think it gives a bit more resilience, a bit more bounce. It adds a bit to the weight here, but I'm not too worried about that because they are so darn light anyway. A few more notes on the upper. You can see how soft all this material that overlays is. These are all the same kind of material. Wraps all the way around to the rear. Got the little pull tab. There's also a bit of lining on the inside of sort of the same material, so you get a really good lockdown. No heel counter, but I absolutely didn't miss it. The tongue, nicely padded, no issues whatsoever. So what's the shoe good for? Well, right away I was thinking, what a great shoe to run say a 5K or a 10K in for me. Not sure I always need that plated kind of racer. Also a good shoe to kind of mix in with those plated shoes. More natural, kind of easygoing, simple ride. Works your feet a bit more, plenty of cushioning. A lot of people I'm sure are going to daily train in it. I could very well see doing it. There's plenty of cushion despite the light weight and the relatively low stack. So Atreyu has come back for round 2, act 2 of their base model here, the V2. It'll be a mere $85. It'll go on sale late September. They are no longer going to do their subscription models. I think this shoe really perfects the first version, which, you know, had that price, it had that lightweight, but this really kind of matures the overall concept without losing any of the basic, simple design. Just everything carefully considered for performance and cost, and we'll see about durability. But this is the critically infused EVA is outsole grade. So when they say outsole grade, that's sort of similar to what you might see in say a Beacon Free from New Balance. That's another comparison. I much prefer the geometry and the foam feel here to that shoe. Also the Puma Liberate, it may be a bit more versatile. It has a full outsole, doesn't weigh too much more than this. Has a higher drop, which may make it a bit more suitable for training, but still the Atreyu I think is about as much fun as you can have in any shoe for $85. Probably the closest comparison might be the Rebel V2 in terms of feel from New Balance. Here my sense is they're more stable, a little bit lower stack, a little bit less bouncy, maybe a bit more kind of responsive, kind of all around, maybe more suitable for more people for kind of things other than just those super fun runs you can have in the Rebel V2. So stay tuned. We'll have many more reviews here. Check out our written reviews at RoadTrailRun.com. Thank you very much for watching. If you like our channel, if you want to subscribe, we'd much appreciate it.